What's up, guys? What is up, guys? What's up? John Killingsworth here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about. I'm super uninspired right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I just really thought about this right now. Actually, not a long time ago. By the way, let me know, guys, if you can hear the fan, if it bothers you, because it's super hot right now. So I'm putting the fan on. But one thing, guys, whenever you don't know where you want to go in life, we all have those moments where you're just kind of like on a, might feel a bit paralyzed. You might feel like there's something missing, or we might feel like, wait, I'm not sure if I'm going in the right direction. I'm going to school, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do, and all this shit. And you're like, I don't know, man. Or maybe you're really sad. Maybe you're just fucking depressed. Maybe you're feeling like shit right now. Or you were feeling like shit. Or you're feeling burnt out. Or you're feeling, this is kind of how I'm feeling. I'm feeling a bit burnt out. Reason why is because, working full time. At the same time, I got to do a lot of traveling back and forth to work. It's a long commute. So then I come back home and I'm like, fuck, man, I only have 1 hour to do anything in 24 hours. So it's like 23 out of 24 hours are spent doing some other shit. And I was like, fuck, man, what am I gonna do, man? Holy shit. And I thought, you know what? Okay, I gotta recenter myself right now. And I kind of had this realization while I was at work. At work I kind of loaf around and kind of like journal and stuff. And I realized, yeah, one part of it is yes, I'm tired and shit, and trying to fit into my schedule what I want to really do. But another part of it is I'm I have certain fears in my head, certain worries, and then I would replay these in my head, and this is what's sort of at the root cause of why I was feeling tired and shit. Like, oh shit. But it's a really paradoxical thing, if you want to overcome fear in your life, if you want to overcome, worries or whatever shit in your life right now, the thing you got to do is you can't run away from it. You can't run away from it. Some people like, if you're stressed out, you gotta take a time to relax, and you gotta and then people sort of loosen up, but they loosen up too much. You gotta loosen up just a little bit so you recover, but then after you recover, you gotta go hard again. So it's kind of those periods of like working hard on something and then recovering, working hard on something, recovering, and I don't think you can. Some of those people are like, they talk about like hustle all the time and all this shit. I don't think you can do that. I think it's a little unrealistic, and also you can't just relax. You gotta find sort of in between sort of place. So, what's up, guys? Hello, nice one. What's poppin', Jimbo? What's up, Victoria Mendez and Funny Spaghetti? As always, you're always here. I fucking love you, man. You're the best. So the topic of today is, whenever you're feeling confused, you're feeling lost, what should you do, right? One of my most popular videos on my personal development playlist is the how to overcome emotional numbness video. And I think this also applies to this topic right here, is whenever you feel confused and you don't know where to go in your life, follow your fear, right? Might sound a little crazy, but let me explain why. Your fear is the edge of your comfort zone. It's where you haven't been before. That's what your fear is. That's what your fear means. And when you're able to tap into that, you can expand your personal development. Because if you never, if you only stay in your comfort zone, then obviously there won't be any growth. And the act of developing yourself, the act of personal development, becoming a better person overall, becoming more self-actualized, comes from overcoming pushing yourself beyond what you think you've done before, what you think is possible, you know. And at the edge of that is fear. You're gonna face that fear, and it came to me, this realization, when I realized how much fear was stopping me in my life. You know, growing up, I had a lot of fear about what other people thought about me. You know, I was afraid to make a fool out of myself in public. I was afraid to be vulnerable with people. I was afraid to put myself out there. A lot of social anxiety that I'm still struggling with right now, by the way. And maybe that's why I came up with the mask, by the way. And I really thought about it, like, yeah, the mask is sort of it allowed me to sort of just put myself out there without caring, you know, realize that my self-image has nothing to do with my personal life, that the way I portray myself online has nothing to do with me. So it kind of became this sort of, it gave me permission to be fearless. You know what I mean? And, you know, you don't need to wear a mask like I do on the internet. You can be fearless just by practicing it every day, you know, putting yourself in the fire every single day, finding the opportunity to put yourself in the fire every single day. And really, the people who want to do personal developments are kind of crazy, because when you're committing to doing personal development, you're basically telling to yourself and to the world that I commit to being uncomfortable every single day of my life. That's really it. Because if you don't allow yourself to jump into that discomfort, then there's no growing. You can't grow in your comfort zone. There's no way you can do it. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the more you become rusty. It's kind of like a nice bicycle that you just leave sort of you know, outdoors in the rain, outdoors, you know, in front of your you tie it to a tree or whatever, and you just leave it there for years. It's just gonna get rusty. You gotta use that bike, you know. You gotta bring that bike in some hard terrain, you know. You gotta do something with it, you know. You got a body, you got a mind, you gotta do something with it. You gotta get out there and explore the world, explore what the human life has to offer, what the world has to offer. And to do that, you gotta get the fuck out there. So, damn, Pappy, you say, what the fuck? You fear of showing your face. Well, no, actually, there was someone on my on Facebook who messaged me. He's like, "Hey, are you going to that festival this weekend? You know, festival in my city." And I said, "Yes, I will be there. Look for a guy with a GoPro." And then he was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be with a bunny hat or whatever." So I'm like, "Okay." And he actually bumped into me. I was like, he's like, "Hey, are you Nameless?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "Holy shit!" So I don't mind showing my face as long as it's in real life. But on the internet, no, I don't want to show my face. And the reason why is because, well, it's kind of you know, on the internet, my philosophy is that it's almost impossible to be 100% yourself on the internet. Anyone, by the way, anyone you will ever meet, I don't think anyone is 100% themselves on the internet. And I don't think anyone who claims that they are 100% themselves on the internet, I think they're full of shit. Because look at Facebook, look at Instagram. You only put the best part of yourself on there, right? So it's like people are, we're all afraid to put ourselves out there 100%. Not just that, but also we just want to show the best parts of ourselves. So, you know, you see those live streams when I talk about personal development and those videos and all this crazy editing shit. And this is only the best parts, by the way. This is only the highlights. You only see the highlights of the highlights. But you never see those times when I feel like shit. You never see those times when I'm not disciplined. You don't see those times when I'm doing those mindless chores around the apartment. I gotta clean my house and I don't feel like it, and it just feels like complete garbage and I hate it. You don't see those parts, right? So you only see a fraction of me, and it's through a screen on top of that. So how can I truly, it's kind of anything you see on the internet, you shouldn't always believe it 100%. So even as you listen to me right now, you should be skeptical. Like, is it true that I should follow my fear? Is it true that I should do personal development? Is this guy full of shit? You know, or is there some good things that he has to say? All right, so it's kind of my philosophy on life. But if you meet me in real life, you can, yeah, sure, you can see my real face. You know, if I ever do some live events in the future, which I hope I can do once I reach bigger following, you'll get to sure you'll get to see my real face. Why not? Because I don't walk around. I don't go do my groceries with a mask on. I don't I don't walk around the street with a mask on. No, I walk around like normal. Yeah. So yeah, guys. By the way, you can ask any question anytime. Don't feel free to interrupt. I like this. I like this interactive stuff, and I don't just want to speak to a wall, speak to a camera, and have no interaction with you guys. So whatever you guys have a burning question about, that try to stay on topic. But whatever question you have, don't hesitate. Just throw them right away and shit. Hello, Jack Philosopher. What if I don't need to do anything because I'm young? My parents just cover. I like how you say my parents. My parents just cover everything up, so everything is like comfort zone. Yeah, actually, you know what? When I started this YouTube channel, I was still living with my parents, and it was just too comfortable. It was just too comfortable. I didn't take myself as seriously, and as soon as I moved out of my parents' house, there was this click in my head of like, whoa, this is real life. And when you're young, you're probably still a millennial. And I'm a millennial too, but when you're still young, um, you think you understand the world out there, but no, we don't really. If you're a teenager, you have no idea what life is. Even if you're in your 20s, I'm in my 20s and I still think I have no fucking clue what life is. Yeah, I'm still learning. I might know. Okay, I might be 1% ahead of you because I do videos about it, or 1% ahead of the average person because I read books. I read more books. I maybe read a book a month or whatever. So yeah, I might know a little bit more about life, but there's so much to life. Then you're just gonna get out there and confront your fears about living life. Um, I think those fears. Some of those fears, by the way, when I say follow your fear as a guiding compass, those fears are so subtle. Sometimes they're so subtle, so little that you don't even realize that they exist until you're confronted with that situation that calls for it. So, for example, I'm sweating like hell right now, so I gotta wipe my face every 10 seconds. But so, for example, you feel comfortable right now. Maybe you live with your parents, and I definitely felt that way until one day I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to move out. And then all of a sudden I had like this fear, like, oh shit, what if I move out and I have less time to do all the stuff I want to do? I have less time to meditate. I have less time to do YouTube. I have less time to do it. Go to the gym. I have less time to grow myself. I have less time to read because I have to work now. Holy shit, what the fuck? And it's kind of there's certain things that you're afraid of. You don't realize you're afraid of until the moment comes. All right. It's like, if you walk around the street, just walk around the street randomly, you're going to go buy some ice cream, get a cup of tea or whatever shit. Would you feel afraid? Probably not. You're just like, well, no, I'm just ordering coffee or whatever. And then all of a sudden I pop up right next to you. I'm like, hey man, go talk to that girl. If you talk to that girl, I'm gonna give you $20. If you don't talk to her, you're gonna give me your entire wallet. You'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Holy shit. So it's like, okay, it's not a good example, but let's just say you imagine yourself talking to that cute girl. Then you'd feel afraid, like, holy shit, I gotta talk to this girl right now, and I'm not feeling confident, whatever shit. So then It's like this. There are always fears you can confront that you're not aware of, and I think most people are just not aware. Most people, they don't they don't feel any type of fear because they never put themselves in situations that call for that fear, and that's actually dangerous. If you don't have if you have zero fear in your life right now, either you're full of shit or you're living your life way too comfortably. You should feel some amount of fear every single day. Doesn't have to be extremely stressful that you can't even sleep at night, but it should be a healthy amount of fear that stretches your comfort zone a little bit, you know. So yeah, guys, let me know what type of fear you're trying to overcome in your life, or are you living a life that's too comfortable, and how could you, make it a bit harder on yourself, a bit more challenging for you? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. When I'm lost, I don't feel scared. I don't have any fear to use. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you feeling lost, confused, or just numb, you don't know what to do with your life. It's like you don't even how can I you don't even want to feel it. You're not feeling anything. It's like you don't even know how to feel anything. You don't know how to feel better. You don't know how to feel more happy. So sometimes happiness, when you're that lost, you don't have any life purpose. You don't know what to do. It's like you the next step would be maybe happiness, for example, fulfillment. That emotion is a bit too far out there. You can't even. It's like not even in your reality. Like, how can I even feel fulfilled? I don't even know what happiness is or whatever. Because you're really lost and shit. So then, like the next level to that, like a 0.1% higher consciousness would be feeling of fear, feeling of anger, feeling of sadness. So anything else than zero is better, because now at least your body you're feeling some energy in you, even if it's negative energy. This negative energy can be a starting point towards something better. Oh no, I can't see the chat anymore. Okay, sorry. All right, I see it now. But yeah, sometimes you feel shit, and sometimes it's like, okay, I can't feel super happy and awesome right now. So you know what? I'm just gonna feel something that's 1% better. And sometimes feeling fear, feeling excitement, even if it's like terrifying, is better than feeling nothing. Because at least now you got somewhere to go. You got like, oh wait, I'm afraid of going on this entrepreneurial endeavor. I'm afraid to go traveling on my own. I'm afraid to, go to that new social gathering. But hey, you know what? It's better than feeling nothing at all. If you're feeling lost, tap into that. Maybe you got those repressed dark emotions. Maybe maybe it's not fear. Maybe it's anger for you. You're not feeling anything, and then you're like, all of a sudden you realize you got all this anger inside of you about whatever XYZ, and that, hey, that's, you could explore that too, because any exploration when you're at zero is better than zero exploration. You get to know yourself better. Tap into that emotion. What can you do out of it? Maybe you can turn that into art. Look at what I did with my channel. A lot of my videos, especially the festival videos, it's mostly me using that emotion of sometimes it's out of joy, sometimes it's out of loneliness and sadness. Some of my videos are just freaking sad. You're like, why is it so sad? It's because I use this dark emotions that I have and I channel it into something. So if you're afraid of something, if you have a very strong emotion towards something, I think there might be some value in it. So tap into that. Ask yourself, okay, what's bothering me right now? Really bothering me, or what's blocking me right now? And how can I tap into that? How can I grow myself from it? Yeah. Morphine. Are you living in Canada? And I think you may have more reach, and Livestreams aren't so late in you either. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Canada. I gotta find a way to make it earlier. Probably, I might move the live streams to Sunday or something. I have to think about it. But yeah, guys, let me know, guys. Yeah, definitely some people from Europe. I gotta find a better time. Yeah. So, Jack Philosopher. Hey guys, I just wanted to make you all aware of social media marketing. Good opportunity to learn and help. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It is it is opportunity for business and stuff. Baby boomers with no experience with social media learn ads, etc. It's good money. I wish I could move out, but I'm too young. That's okay. You can still when you're young, you can still develop your independence as a young person. Even there was this guy in there's a story from the 50th Law by Robert Greene. It's this guy who ended up in prison for I think it was some crime that he didn't even commit, and he realized, you know what, I'm dependent on that prison to survive, but even though I'm dependent on that prison and I'm stuck in that prison, I'm gonna refuse to be quote unquote dependent. So just psychologically, he would refuse to he would refuse to wear the clothing at the prison. He would read a lot of books. He would write. He would grow himself, and he wouldn't partake in the little hedonistic little pleasures like just watch those magazines or porn or whatever stupid shit or cigarettes or whatever shit they had there. He just wouldn't do that. So then he reclaimed his independence in prison, and not that living with your parents is a prison, but it's find a way to keep your independence even though you're dependent, quote unquote. So you can still treat yourself like an adult, even though you're still, maybe you're still 16. You can still treat yourself like an adult. So light of Jesus Christ. Can you say that as a quote? I don't know what you're talking about. The only fear I have is the fear of leaving the house. You should do it. We still have this fear, but hey, you gotta eventually get out there and live your life. So just do it. What's up, man? Love your vids. Thanks, Daniel. It's appreciated. I have a shit fear always. At night, when alone, I start to get scared of demon and stuff from the internet. I feel like that stuff gonna spawn in my room. I hate it. That's strange. Uh, we all have weird fears, man. All of us. We all have. We all have those crazy fears that you would think no one else has, right? All of us, we got that one fear, that irrational fear that doesn't make any sense to anyone. Like you're afraid of demons at night. Like, yeah, I was afraid of demons at night too when I was younger. And also a thing that I'm afraid of right now, which I think doesn't make any sense, but is the fear of traveling. I'm afraid to solo travel outside of Canada. It's kind of strange. Even just go to the US, be like, I'd be afraid to get robbed. I'd be afraid to, I don't know why it is. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just, my biggest fear, let's say, would be that I take a one-way plane ticket to, let's say, Africa or like some random ass continent. That would be, I think, my deepest fear, because I'd be like, holy shit, how do I survive or whatever? But I know logically it doesn't make sense. Like, yo, I got money, enough to survive. I know how to. We got Google Maps now. You've got it doesn't make any sense. We all got those weird ass fears, and many of us, we feel ashamed of those fears. Like, oh, I got this weird fear going on. Why do I feel that fear? Could be, it could be the most common fear ever. Like, let's say the fear of talking to the opposite sex, the fear of relationships, the fear of performance in the bedroom, or the fear of letting your parents down. Those fears are so common, but sometimes they're so we think we're the only one that has that fear. It's like, doesn't make any sense, weird phobias and stuff like that we all got those weird shit going on. But I think we all got to be willing to face those fears eventually. Um, because if we let those fears guide our lives, derail us from life, then we're just gonna feel like shit. We're just gonna it's gonna stunt our personal development, So we gotta find a way to overcome those. Yeah. Hey, dude, I made social media marketing for festivals. Oh, that's pretty cool. Do you have any phobias? Phobias. Phobia is it's a strong word, phobia, but I have many fears. I wouldn't call them phobias because a phobia is kind of it kind of blows it out of proportion. I don't want to make an identity out of my fears, but I have many fears. I have the fear of vulnerability. I have the fear of putting myself out there in public. I have the fear of getting found out. Those are weird fears. I got a quite a bit of imposter syndrome. I want to start turning professional with Nameless. Start a coaching page, release video products, and then a part of me just keeps telling me, "Oh, you're not good enough yet. How can you do that?" But I know logically it doesn't make sense. I know logically, like many people are asking for my help. I can just start that right now, become pro right now. So I got a lot of fears going on concerning that. Got a lot of fears. I got so many fears. Like I'm afraid of death. I don't want to die. I'm afraid of not living my life to the fullest. What else am I afraid of? I'm afraid of talking to girls. Crazy. And I got all those videos on how to talk to girls. I'm still afraid to talk to girls. I'm afraid of many things. I'm afraid of let's say getting robbed. I'm afraid of getting killed if I walk down the street at night. I'm afraid of so many things, and I think we all got to talk about those fears. We all got to embrace those fears, and whatever you're afraid of right now, guys, whatever you're afraid of, you seven of or so you guys that are here on the live stream, whatever you're afraid of, just let me know in the comments right now. I'm curious, and whatever fear you have, understand you're not alone, and understand anyone in the world, at least some of the people in the world, also has the same exact fear that you have. And I can guarantee it. All fears are so common. They're all the fears that we're so common. We're all afraid of shit. Everyone, so many people are afraid of being alone. It's like probably the number one fear that anyone has, that anyone hides away from. Fear of never finding anyone that will love them, fear of having no friends, fear of failing out of business and then ending up on the street. I don't know, we all got those fears and they're so common. Why are we all on our phones? Why are we all on the internet? Because we're afraid to be alone. That's one big ass fear. It's probably my number one fear right now. Among many other fears, but if you boil down every fear, you kind of you ask the why behind the why, you realize, like, for you, it boils down to one fundamental fear. So if you dig deep into that, you might find out, oh shit, that is my fear. And then by facing that fear, this number one biggest fear is where your biggest opportunity for personal growth lies. So that's what you really should do. That's what you should do. So let me know, guys, in the comments, what are you afraid of? And we can address these. I would love to know. Because we're all afraid of stuff, guys. All afraid. Africa is scary because of the crime rate and dangerous animals. Yeah, I'd be scared, man. If I was dropped in Africa, man, holy shit. Your fear of not being understood. Wow, yeah, man. This is big. This is really big. The fear of not being understood is it also comes down to the fear of, if you're not understood, then people, if people don't understand you, then how can they truly love you? How can they truly be your friend? Because if they don't understand you, then you can't have a deep connection with them. So this is definitely a fear of mine that I had for a long time. I started this channel and I would think, everyone would think it's so weird. Who would connect with all this dark shit that I like to think about, all this philosophical shit, and all of you guys. So I thought, you know what? I'm not alone. So it's kind of this realization that you can put your heart on a platter, and people, not everyone is gonna try to stab that heart. People are gonna be understanding, and this is the beauty of the internet. This is the beauty of doing this channel right now, is that I can be vulnerable on the internet. Yeah, even though I wear a mask, yeah, I'm still trying to be as honest as I can. I can be honest on the internet, and people are just they're gonna accept me for that. They're like, holy shit, I got that fear too. Holy shit, I got those problems too. Holy shit, like I get comments every single day. I'm like, wow, people go through the same shit that I went through. And you guys, this is good stuff, man. It's good. So all your fears, guys, all your fears, we all have them. Do you think the world is more safe now or more dangerous? Well, it's definitely 100 times more safe than it's ever been. And I think it's, yeah, okay, the development of artificial intelligence, possible World War III now, all this crazy shit. Yeah, it is not necessarily safe, but it is a lot safer than only 60, 70 years ago during the World Wars. Way freaking safer. And even, during medieval times, if you did a bad thing, you would be beheaded in front of everyone in public. They would cut your head off. And not that long ago, during the cowboy times, people would just walk around Texas, and they had guns. They would just wear guns with them. If they didn't like someone, they'd be like, hey, yo, you want to do a duel? I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then you snap your fingers, you really like this one girl, and then two guys, they do a duel, and the guy who wins gets the girl, this stupid shit, like die, like put your life on the line just for them stupid argument at the bar, and they kill each other. What the fuck? Like, what kind of society was that? Now it's way safer. So I think my fear of traveling is kind of, yeah, there are certain things to be afraid of, but it's mostly irrational, especially if I'm going to travel to a safe place, let's say in Europe or a first world country. Like, I don't have anything to be afraid of, but I still have those fears, Maybe that's why I only did festival videos in my city. They're all festivals from my city, by the way. Some of them are a little further, but like, I'm kind of, yeah, man, I'm still struggling with that. I gotta find a way to travel beyond just my freaking town. I want to explore the world. So yeah. Dude, I'm afraid my relation with my girlfriend and friends will go wrong because I live in Holland. Oh, long-term relationship. Yeah, those fears of your relationships going bad, and definitely had those fears when I had with my ex-girlfriend. I think like, yeah, I'm doing this pickup stuff. I'm not sure she's gonna approve of it for long, and all those fears. And yeah, sometimes your fears come to life, and those are the worst. But hey, that's life. You gotta go through it. That makes you human, Raj. Yes, it makes you human. I'm afraid of being forever alone, romantically speaking. Yes, very common fear. We all afraid. All afraid to be alone. Fear of being on my deathbed with regrets. That is number one fear. And I don't think that's a bad fear at all, because it'll motivate you to live life to the fullest. So actually, it's a fear to embrace. And actually, it's a fear you should dive into fully, and ask yourself, well, how can I live without regrets? So that's a really good thing. When I walk or ride my bike by girls that are probably my age, I start to feel weird, like they're going to judge me. I have a girl in my school that's very nice, but I'll probably never be with her. I'm not tall, big, or rich, so my chances are basically zero. That's wrong. It has nothing to do with looks and appearance. Yes, it helps, but mostly it has to do with confidence and talking to the girl. Actually, just having the courage to talk to her. If you just have the courage, then you stand out from 95% of the guys, just with confidence. So Yeah, you should consider that too. I have the fear of dying young. Yeah, that's that. With all the toxin and all the pollution and all the cancer and all the shit going on in life, for sure, you can have the fear of dying young. If life was shitty back then, and I can understand facing death, hit like, yeah, life was shitty back then. But hey, if you look in any generation, you can always look at the shitty parts and the good parts. Like, one positive thing about the past is that, since there were less human population, people lived in the country, people lived in nature, people lived where there was, animals and fields of grass and trees and forests. There was no social media. People were a lot less lonely. People were more connected. So even though it was less safe, I feel like there was less depression probably. The rates of depression and suicide are keep going up by the day. The amount of school shootings are going up. People shooting sprees because people are so lonely and they feel like no one understands them. So to prove their point, people like Elliot Rodger will go out and kill a bunch of people because they feel like nobody understands them. It's the fear of never being with someone ever again, and they commit atrocities. I I read the entire autobiography by Elliot Rodger, and yeah, the entire hate and resentment in it. It's crazy. I don't think the world is. Yeah, the world is safer, but the world isn't happier. And I think that's why I do this channel, is because yes, the world is safe, but there's a problem with safety. Going back to the topic of the live stream, is the more you live in a safe and comfortable world, the more you live, in your comfort zone, the less happy you'll be, because you're not growing yourself, you're not expanding yourself, you're not living at your edge. I don't understand people that are happy living in their comfort zone. I don't understand people that go on Netflix marathons every weekend and they just sit on the couch and do nothing. I don't get it. I'm at work, and the only thing people talk about, I eavesdrop their conversation, and the only thing they talk about is food and television, basically, and partying. And anytime I eavesdrop, that's all I hear about, and I never join a conversation because that's not what I want to talk about. This doesn't passionate me at all. And I don't understand why people would want to do all those comfortable, fun things. It's like there's nothing fulfilling about that. There's nothing fun about that. There's nothing about that type of life that excites me. Like, what the fuck? Why would people do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the life is so much to life. Why would you want to confine yourself to a screen, a TV screen, or to just eating some junk food every day, or what? It like doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you're feeling lost, confused, or if you're just feeling like your life is meh, follow your fear. What's your deepest fear right now? Dive into that. Really dive into that. And by the way, one exercise that all of you guys can do right now, I actually did it recently, but take a notepad and a pen, okay? A notepad, whatever journal, write down this sentence. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life, I would, and then you complete the sentence. Write again. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life, I would, and you write at least 5 to 10 things. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life, I would, and write down the first thing that comes to your mind. Actually, we can do that exercise right now. Okay, guys? Guys, are you here right now? Are you here right now? Say yes, 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 I'm here. I'm here. Okay? We're going to do a little exercise. So, ask yourself this right now. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life right now, I would, dot dot dot. Write down whatever comes to mind. Like, just say it out loud in your head. You don't even have to write it down if you're shy. Say it to yourself. If you didn't let fear stop you in your life right now, I would. What would you do? Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life right now, I would release that video product that I've been talking about for so long. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life right now, I would tell my parents that I love them. You know, I would tell my parents that, yeah, I have some resentment towards where you've, the way you've raised me and everything. But if I didn't let fear stop me, I would tell my parents that I truly love them. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life, I would dare to call my friends for help when I need it, because I'm kind of this. I like to put myself in that lone wolf sort of story that I can do everything on my own. But yeah, sometimes it's okay to call for help. It's okay to call your friends. It's okay to admit to yourself, hey, you know what? I got some weaknesses. I've got some things I want to work on. And it's okay to admit to yourself, hey, you know what? Some shit to work on. I got some fears. All right. What are your fears? Ask that right now. Don't be afraid. Just reading your comments. How tall are you? I'm 5'9.5". Average North American height or whatever. Media coverage probably caused most of the shootings. What would you do if you would be a poor child in Africa? I would survive and get educated. There's not much. It kind of sucks, but if you're in Africa, man, it's hard. Some people, they say, oh, it's not about your environment. If you can hustle, it's like, to some extent, your environment will shape the way you grow up and think. So, if I'd be a poor child in Africa, I would just survive like hell. Work my ass off, survive. Make sure I get educated, and my children can grow up healthy. And I do everything in my power, to get educated, get a decent job or whatever. So then I can have at least some money that maybe I can fly somewhere else. And then I'd go to a Western world, and then I would spread the news to everyone, like, hey, here in Africa we're poor as hell, but you can please help us out, whatever. Kind of start a charity. I don't know, man. I don't know. The only way I would know what I would do if I were a poor child in Africa is for me to actually be a poor child in Africa, but I'm not a poor child in Africa, so I don't know what I would do, So, there's some people who are like, you ever like seen those mainstream artists that before they become mainstream, let's say like Tiesto, they had their phase where they were like amazing at their music, and then they just sold out and their music starts to suck. And then you tell yourself, oh, if I were Tiesto, I would have never sold out. I would have just stayed true to myself. Well, really, would you? You're not Tiesto. You're not whatever artist that you follow. You're not Drake. You're not 50 Cent. Whoever you think you are. So you can't say that you would have done otherwise. Anyways, random tangent. Facing your fears makes you stronger. We're always taught not to fail, but failure means you tried. Yes. Fuck the fear of failure. Like, fail your ass fucking off, Fail as hell. I have a massive fear of failure. We all have the fear of failure, but you know what else we have? We have the fear of success. We're afraid of succeeding, guys. We have those mental blockages that are like, holy shit, if I succeed, what are people going to think of me? I'm going to get so many more haters and I have to live up to that standard. I have fear of success right now. I fear that, like, hey, if I become successful and popular, then some freaking reporters will harass me to go on TV. And since I don't want my face revealed, I'm afraid people are gonna follow me around and shit and try to take photos of me secretly. Now I'd be paranoid about my identity and holy fuck. And what about, like, I become famous on the internet and then people start sending me some weird threats of like, yo, you're a piece of shit. I got all those fears too, man. And yeah, we all got those fears. So fuck it. Let's just confront it together. I'm in the same boat. I'm 4'10". My dad is 5'2". Who cares, man? If you're short, yo, just own it. You can get some high heels. You can get some heels for men, and you can get like this liner in your shoes so you're taller. Whatever you got to do to be taller, just do it. And that's what you're given genetically. So fuck it. Just embrace it, live your life, and be a fucking boss. You can't change your height. Nothing you can do about it. So, and hey, you're still young. You're still growing up. So, you're still growing until you're what, 21. So yeah, just don't worry about it. If I didn't let fear stop me in my life, I would be smarter. Yeah, you can always be smarter. You can read more books. You can get more knowledge. It's good shit. Yeah, you guys still got time to grow. I think my girl is pregnant. What do I do? Bring her to the fucking hospital. When I reach 18, I start working out because I don't want to stunt my growth. Yeah. All right, guys. So it's been 46 minutes. I'm gonna end that live stream soon because I gotta go eat and I'm kind of tired. And guys, got any last minute questions? Let me know right now. All right. So then before I can head out, or else I'm gonna go, guys. So thank you guys for watching, everyone. And don't forget to click on the bell so you receive all my videos. And yeah, don't forget to check out my Patreon page. If you want to ask me a particular question, you want me to do a video just for you, a 10 to 20 minute video, just let me know. And I'll do it. I'll do that for you guys. So then I'm gonna head out, do some meditation and eat. And yeah, whatever you guys got any questions, you can always ask in the comments. And yeah, let me just read your last few comments. So thank you, Fox. Thank you, Nice One. Thank you, Morphine. Thank you, Melissa Tam. Thank you, Zipfelbigger. What a name. Thank you, Kiki Kiop, Doodoo Face. What a name. Thank you, Funny Spaghetti. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you, all of you guys. See you guys next time. Peace. Bitches. Don't forget, confront your fears, guys. Confront your fears. Peace.